get back, as it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
This is a mostly horror minisode.
Minisode.
Nice. All right, cool. We are here a little bit differently than we normally are on Mondays with a bunch of our friends, Cameron, Brandon, Jenna, just looking at my screen going down. If you're listening to this, we don't have any guests this week. Well, I guess we have 3 guests, but we don't have anyone that hasn't been on the show before.
They don't count.
We don't have anyone that hasn't been on the show before. We had a little bit of rescheduling, so the episode we were going to have this week is going to be next week. But we thought that we would have some sort of minisode, which might not be the length of a minisode, where we just kind of answer questions that Sean got on a TikTok that he posted and talk about them horror-wise and just have a fun little discussion. So let's get into it. I have 8 questions written down. They're all great. Who wants to choose a number 1 through 8? Someone just shout out a number.
4.
2.
42. We'll do 4 and then we'll do 2. How about that? Well,
Friendship order, I understand.
Only fair.
Friendship order.
Friendship order. That's funny. All right. So I also have it written down, and we haven't looked at these questions before. Like when I asked them, no one's seen these questions previously. So we're going to kind of go off the top of the dome. And whoever wants to answer them, go ahead. So this one is by the username Fat Bottom Ghouls, which is a great name.
That's what's up.
Question to whoever wants to answer it. What's your favorite based on a true story or based on true events horror film?
How heavily do you think that, like, are we talking like the BTK movie or like the Green River Killer movie, or are we talking like Silence of the Lambs to Ed Gein or Psycho to Ed Gein?
I would say something that's probably like either says
the source material. If the source material is based on true stuff. So, I mean, frankly, by that definition, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite, inspired by true events movie.
So
I like that Cam's turned around looking at his horror film.
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
That's a good question.
Holes is a true story, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Holes.
It's fucking joke. Jesus.
So I'm torn because when you say Texas Chainsaw, you mean for Ed Gein, right? Because it does say based on it, but it's
But it's Ed Gein. Or you can do that. Town That Dreaded Sundown's another good one.
Yeah.
Ooh, Town That Dreaded Sundown's a good one.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because The Strangers is based off of a real case, right?
Oh no!
That's what I was gonna go.
I think it is.
No,
yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
I think it says that at the beginning. I don't know much about the source material, but it does say that. I mean, the fourth kind says the same thing, and it's horseshit. So,
I'm Googling it.
You can put the funny thing is there are no like restrictions on putting that at the beginning of a movie. Like Texas Chainsaw says based on a true story, but nothing like that exactly happened. It's based off of a couple things, but mainly Ed Gein, which is a very different story. You know, Psycho is closer to Ed Gein than
Yeah,
that's true.
Jenna just realized that it's
fucking true, dude.
Jenna, what?
Fuck, dude, that movie scared the fuck out of my mom and I, dude. We were scared.
The Strangers.
It's a spooky.
Yes, because we watched it in the living room and we're both like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
that was scary as hell.
Yeah,
a good one.
This is where my fear of living alone comes from. This fucking movie. Oh, shit.
A good one.
You're home, dude.
That I watched twice. Sean, you watched it. The Devils. I think you watched it.
Yeah.
That's based on.
I forgot that was. That's a solid answer.
Yeah,
it was
wild.
wild.
The Devils is a really weird 1971 film. Yeah.
Question. So do we all have to like solidify a different answer? Can we agree?
I think we agree. That was a good mutual agreement.
Yeah, I think
anyone can.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna like write down who answers what. I just want to like hear people's stuff.
Yeah, let's just throw out awesome movies.
I like the Amityville Horror, just because the case is so interesting itself. The real case it's based on. And the first movie and the remake are both stellar.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What about
absolutely.
You got Zodiac?
Zodiac.
It's Fincher.
Yeah.
Zodiac's probably the best one out of all those.
Yeah.
That's
Frank,
Ah.
I mean,
He's
from
biased.
from a cinema standpoint, I think that is
Yeah.
objectively true. It may not be your
I love
favorite.
Zodiac.
Oh yeah, I will fight tooth and nail that The Strangers.
Oh no,
Me
The
too,
Strangers.
John. Me too.
The argument isn't what's a better one. It's just which. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
The
The
Zodiac
Conjuring
is
and all
fantastic.
of those would count too, right?
Heck yeah.
They totally would.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would.
That's the
Yeah,
first
absolutely.
movie Brandon and I ever watched.
Was The Conjuring?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, the Conjuring movies. Okay.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Conjuring.
Yeah, the
They
new
totally
one that's
count.
coming out is literally based on like a court case or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Cloverfield,
those are
based
all
on the
good
power outage in the late aughts.
There you go. That's a good one. I
JT
just
just worked
walked,
on a promotion for the third Conjuring movie. He like sent
Oh.
me the set from it. Had like a dolly track that was ringed around a campfire
That's
with
awesome.
like chairs, and it looked really cool.
Speaking of JT, can I do a quick plug? Everyone should listen to the podcast Roll For It if you like D&D.
It's so funny.
It's our buddy JT's podcast. It's a great podcast. I'd love to eventually do some sort of whatever with him. Yo, we should do a quick mini horror themed D&D game with JT.
That'd be fun.
That would be
That'd be
a
cool.
lot of fun. You know, just have him put, he would
It's like-
love to do that, I bet.
Yeah.
Write us and tell us if that's something you guys would want to see or hear, I guess.
Vampire Siren.
So we have
What did you just say?
Would you be that?
A vampire siren?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be a vampire siren.
Okay.
Sure.
so
You
continue,
can be
please.
anything you want.
Okay. I
Oh,
just
you're
need to-
talking D&D characters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, what do
I
you
was like-
mean vampire siren?
It's
Oh
all
my
based
God.
on the
You just
dungeon
gotta
master
believe,
and what
Jonah.
they are going to allow. And
Okay,
that's
cool.
so good.
in this
Steve,
case,
continue.
yeah.
All right.
No,
You're
those were
fine.
that was funny and that was good. Those were good answers. I like that we all immediately did not have an answer except for Brandon, and then
I had to work to it.
We thought about it.
I just unraveled my fucking scroll that I had prepared with all my answers.
So this is the next question. We're gonna go with number 2, and it's by TikTok name at Superior Fuzz, and they ask, "What's your favorite old school horror movie?" Which they determine is pre-1970. Which
Pre
is
1970,
pre-1970.
something
Um,
came out in like 1968 that was really good,
Isn't
like
I'm
a
pretty
classic. I'm fairly certain.
I'm pretty sure that.
I'll fact check you live, dude. Say anything,
Well,
and I'll tell you.
now I'm confused. Okay, so Halloween was like 80,
It's
70s.
It was 70.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's late
so-
70s. I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
Good, because I
Maybe.
was correcting myself with that because I was like, I thought it was a
78.
70s flick. So isn't
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre like 68?
No, it's also 70s. I think it
Is
was.
it?
It's right before Halloween. I'm fairly certain
70.
it's.
74.
Yeah, it's like only a couple,
Oh.
3-4 years or whatever. You said
It's tough.
78
Did-
was Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did you say it was pre-70 or pre-70s?
pre-70.
Pre-70 is
1970.
what the
Yeah.
question
Okay.
said. I mean, like,
Um,
also, if we would just want to say older horror films that we enjoy,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
totally fine. I just want to throw out, I think I've said it a couple of times, and I just looked, and it's an 80. It was made in 85. But the movie Phenomena or Phenomena.
Phenomena.
Um,
yeah, the
yeah.
Argento
Yeah.
film,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's my favorite Dario Argento movie, and
Which
it's
is
just
so funny,
damn
which is
good.
so funny.
It's so good.
you know
It's
that
like
was
neat.
originally
Stupid how
supposed to
good
be
it
a
is.
family movie, right?
Really? That's why
So
there's a monkey in it.
I don't know if this is fact or if it's rumors, but from what I've heard, Argento's original plan was to make it more G/PG, but the distributor or the production company or whatever told him, no, this is a follow-up to Suspiria. People are expecting something. So that's why they added in all the gratuitous stuff that
The
happens
last
in it.
30 minutes.
Literally, it's
Interesting.
the end of the movie. The rest of it is
Yeah.
pretty tame.
It is pretty
Um,
tame.
That's a great movie. It's not pre-1970. I thought the original House on Haunted Hill. That's a really good movie with Vincent
Yeah.
Price.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
such a great one to throw on Halloween Day, like
Mhm.
before your festivities start, when you're just sort of getting ready. I
Yeah.
love having that movie on.
That one's
Oh.
great.
all the like classic Universal monster movies are great. Big love
Yeah,
for
that's-
Creature.
Yeah.
The OG Phantom of the Opera. That's like old silent, like old.
The Lon Chaney one you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think it's Lon Chaney.
Yeah.
It is Lon Chaney.
Yeah. That's great.
Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. Yep.
Does that count?
Yeah, absolutely it counts. So I was going to say Psycho because I really love Psycho, but actually Rosemary's Baby.
That's pre-19. Yeah, that would be pre.
Yeah, that's like
68. What year was that?
Yeah, that feels
68.
That's the movie I was fucking. That was totally the movie I was
I've
thinking
never
of.
seen that.
What the fuck, Jenna?
I swear to God.
Oh, dude.
It's crazy.
It's very crazy.
It holds up. That movie is so good.
It's
fucking The Year Is
How have I
One.
not
Hail
seen that?
Satan, dude.
No, that's a good one. Listen,
Abbott and Costello of Meet Frankenstein. Sorry, continue.
There's two of them. So one is a Hitchcock film that it's mostly suspense. But Rope.
Oh,
I don't even know if I
do you remember watching Rope?
Yeah.
Rope
was great.
It's all in one shot. But it's very suspenseful. It's so good. It's like peak Hitchcock. And then the other one that we watched for I don't remember. It was at Cam's. We watched it on the side of your garage, but the Killer Shrews.
Killer Shrews. Steve, I
the
literally
Killer
just
Shrews.
looked at it and almost pulled it up and was like,
nice.
Nice.
I think that one's from
I love
the
I think a lot of the early I could be wrong, but I feel like at least a couple of the early Godzillas are in the 60s. Maybe even earlier than the 60s.
Well, I was going to say Godzilla was like I'm pretty sure the first one came out in the 50s.
Steve?
Am I wrong? Fact check that.
Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Japanese one. Check the Japanese date and the American date.
Just the Japanese date's fine.
Godzilla was 1954.
Yeah.
Damn.
Goddamn right.
Great movie.
That Killer Shrews movie got a sequel a couple years ago.
Oh, I thought it was a remake.
Came out a couple of years ago.
It was a sequel, and the captain guy is in it.
Wow.
Oh my
that's
50 years later.
That's fucking
nice.
crazy.
He's in a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes. He's in like at least 2 or 3 Twilight
We
Zone
gotta
episodes.
watch that because that movie was ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's also I was just gonna say there's a ton of really, really good Japanese horror films that came out pre-1970, like Koaidan and Ugetsu and stuff like that. And you also had like, what was I thinking of? I was just thinking of something and just fucking flew out of my head.
Never heard of this film.
They're really like Haxen, the Witchcraft Through the Years movie, Vampire. There's so many great early horror films pre-1970s.
Yeah.
Kawaii sounds like a father that moved to Hawaii and is like, just enjoying his life. I'm Kawaii Dan.
Wow, you were really reaching for that. Call me Dad.
Call me Dan. No, Dan. His name's
I know
Dan.
that's the joke.
Oh, okay.
When did Children of the Corn come out?
7,
Children.
maybe 80, maybe like 80 or 80.
Yeah, I would say 81.
It's 84. It felt
84.
but
It does feel older than that. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just realized that we have not even introduced everybody. Like, should we do that? Should we say
we did?
everybody
we did.
say? Did we?
Totally, yeah. Steve was like
I said
Cameron,
we got Cam,
Brandon,
Bruce, and Jenna.
Oh, okay.
Brandon
I just
and
meant like to associate everyone's voice to their thing. But you're probably
the
right.
train has tipped completely off the track.
You're right.
Yeah, it's fine. If you don't know who's talking, you're not watching us on YouTube, and it doesn't matter.
That's
if you're
fair.
not watching us on YouTube, you don't like us enough to even.
YouTube's for schmucks anyway. Who cares?
The only YouTube video that we have with a ton of views is the David Firth one, the Sailed Fingers artist.
That's fucking funny, and
that's awesome.
it makes a lot of sense.
it's got probably a little over 1,000 views, and it's just people commenting going, he can't stop burping. And it's pretty good.
Was it me or him?
I think it was him. Well, he said in the middle of the interview, like, don't drink sparkling water because it just
that's what
makes
it
you
was.
burp all the time.
Yep.
All right. So that was good. We got
Great question.
Just like the other one, we eventually came up with a lot of good answers.
Yeah.
So this one, Jenna, I want you to answer it first.
Oh no.
So this question is by at Evelyn_they.them. So they ask, if you had to kiss any cryptid, say to break a curse, which one would it be and why?
Go ahead and take your time.
We need a pre-discussion.
I was gonna say, yeah, we gotta think about
That's a good
it.
question.
I got one.
Cameron,
Immediately?
But you don't want Jenna to go? Or you
No,
think-
Cameron. No, I want to hear.
Yeah, Jenna
your
will think
answer
about it. It's fine. Yeah.
Mothman for sure.
Yeah.
Yes!
Honestly,
Dude, I
that's
was
what I was
gonna
going to
say
say
Mothman
too.
too.
100% Mothman,
Why?
dude.
Man,
You
he's
know-
got,
you
he's got
know
a
he would
fucking
just-
thick dumper, dude. That's why. Look at
and
him.
he would just
Yeah.
embrace you so
Yep.
lovingly.
He's probably got
he would
really soft
hold
lips.
me.
Yeah.
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 Or
He
he's
would
got like,
hold me.
or he's got like several pairs of lips. I don't know what Maud's saying,
Yeah.
but maybe he does, and he's just gonna be
Mhm.
kissing all over you. That
I
would be
feel
cool.
like
That's a good one.
he is not one that is going to rush. Like there is going to be a lot of foreplay. There's going to be a lot of tenderness. I know we're not talking about
He's
fucking
gonna
him.
take his time.
Oh yeah, 100%. We'll probably make out on a bridge. He has like a whole thing with
He
bridges, right?
does. He
And then the
does.
bridge will collapse, and you'll die together.
Dude,
It'll be really
romantic.
romantic, Brandon.
it's called romance.
So I'm thinking. Oh,
No,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I
Go
want-
Oh,
ahead.
Jenna's gonna be the buzz
so I
kill
just
now.
looked. So I looked up a list. So I'm like, let me picture all these, and
Okay.
part of it was a Yeti. Are we accepting
Yeah.
this answer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
I'll
feel
allow
like
it.
it's gonna be
Mhm.
if you've watched Game of Thrones, like a Khal Drogo type of thing, where it's like, ooh, you don't like that, and then you're like, oh
Mhm.
yes, I fucking want that.
Well, yeah.
It'll keep you warm at
That's
night.
how
Yeah.
I feel the Yeti would be.
I was about to say.
That's why I pick him.
Are you trying to say something? Like, what is the, I don't understand why you go straight to the fucking aspect of it.
Is that not a question?
No, it was kissing.
It's just kiss.
Oh,
but it's
shit!
fine.
It works.
Oh, well, I
so-
fuck
no,
him.
it works.
So
Well, yeah.
good answer.
Jenna's putting out. Come on.
Yeah.
Yo,
Gee,
come
No,
on.
thank
Right.
you. My girlfriend wants to fuck a Yeti.
Yes,
Nessie
I
would have
do.
some crazy neck game.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mothman's a good
That's
kiss
very
answer.
true.
Oh, God.
But I
Yeah,
wouldn't
Mothman's a good. We gotta keep. We gotta name some more cryptids because 4 out of the 5 of us said the same fucking one.
No, that's a good
Yeah.
answer. That
It's
means
a great.
good
It's a great
answer.
answer, but we need to make this
Well,
fun.
we can expand on it. On that.
I think
Of
all the
cryptids.
listeners are like, we all know that we would all plow Mothman.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
It's not Mouthman.
Mothman,
I
bro.
don't-
Ready before I fuck Mothman.
I don't want to kiss the chupacabra.
No.
Um,
was gonna say he'd
I don't
Ew.
want
Just
to
suck
kiss
your blood out. You go.
I don't want to kiss the Jersey Devil. I don't want to kiss the dog man from Michigan.
Dogman of Michigan. What is that? Excuse me.
That's a thing.
The dog man? Yeah, dude.
There's
Apparently
dog. It's
Googling.
the dog men. I think that there's.
Yeah,
there's
there.
several.
It's a band of men.
Yeah.
I got a new one. The Pope Lick
What's-
Monster.
Is that the fucking alien looking thing?
It's like kind of
I
like
drew one.
a minotaur with an axe.
Oh, I'm thinking 1 second. What's the?
The
A
thing that you
giant
do.
octopus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do we think about the Kraken?
I'll
'Cause the
allow it.
Kraken's
Although it
crazy.
is
Oh,
real,
I
technically.
mean, if you're into hentai, it'll be fun.
Yeah, if you're into. Yeah, you've been
Yeah.
watching too much eel porn, man. I can't. I can't.
You just
go there.
shame. You just shamed 97% of your listeners. Good job.
We didn't shame them.
I'm not shaming anyone.
No shame.
Yeah. You do
Yeah, I
what
don't-
you're into, man.
I don't think there's anyone else that I would really go with.
Yeah, the
What about
Dogman.
what about a
thing's crazy.
ghost?
Just
I'm
a
just
ghost.
gonna.
Ghost-
I'm gonna say
I mean, it
ghost.
depends
I'm
on
not
the
gonna
ghost.
specify. I'm not gonna specify.
I don't think ghost counts for cryptid.
That's a,
Pretty broad.
okay. Well, this is okay. We're about to fucking
Oh,
fight.
what,
So,
what kind of ghost? At least
The ghost of Christmas past.
And am I seeing an apparition or
yeah.
is this
Let's say
poltergeist?
it's a full on ghost ship experience.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah. If
Or
there's
it's the bathtub girl from 13 Ghosts. You choose.
that's fine. If there's one thing I'm about, it is spooky, sensual nights. So let's get
Listen.
weird.
Brandon, did you play any more Resident Evil? Because the main villain in that is a 10 out of 10. Or one of the main villains is a 10 out of
She's caked up.
I mean,
man.
everyone I've
She's
seen.
10 feet tall. I want her to.
Oh yeah, everyone knows her. Lady.
I was gonna say, lady.
I think it's
Lady
pronounced.
Dimitrescu.
I think it's pronounced Dumbtress or something weird. It's not
It's more
Dimitrescu.
like dumb truck, dude.
No, it's
Yeah, more
it's,
like dumb truck.
It's French, so it's like Domitresque is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, it's not what we thought. Yeah, she's. I'd kiss her.
She could she could drop kick me.
Her daughters are
hold my
nice
hand.
too. I think all of the women actually in that game.
I need
Good
to
job,
play it.
Capcom. Good job.
What's Resident Evil trying to do? I don't understand.
They're
I
just
don't
Get you all horned up.
They know what they're doing.
they just decided to throw every fucking type of monster into a game and say it's Resident Evil. And guess what? It's working. It's working so
cool.
well.
It is so
Someone's
cool.
porn, man.
God, that game's so good.
All right, I think we covered all the cryptids possible.
Yeah.
But that was a good.
It's impossible. That's impossible.
Yeah, we could keep going.
All the ones worth kissing.
All the kissable ones, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Cam, you pick the next one. 1 through 4.
Give me 3.
3. All right, this is a good one. It's actually the one I was going to choose. So the username is at subly_love182, and they ask, what horror movie do you definitely think you could have survived? Which is a tough one.
Frankly, any zombie horror movie where the zombies don't run.
That's a bold statement.
No,
Anyone-
it's not.
You-
It's not any of them where they don't run. I guarantee I could survive.
Everybody.
With the
thinks
knowledge
that's
I
so
currently
easy,
have. With the knowledge
but-
I currently have. Keep that in mind.
What if
You think you would have been all right in Dawn?
They ran. Or you mean
They
original
ran
Dawn?
Dawn.
Original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah. I wouldn't have gone to a mall. Are we saying within the actual?
Yeah, like I guess
okay.
like within the story, like you're in
I
that
mean,
story.
it's not that I wouldn't be able to survive, but I
Mhm.
honestly think a mall is a horrible place to go because you're just in a locked compound.
Well, yeah, we've all seen the movie. It didn't work
Yeah.
out.
I'm a big fan of the open water concept. I think that's the best
Yeah.
place to go. But
That's fair.
Oh
yeah, you need a what are they called? The military ships that carry
Boat.
airplanes.
Oh, like a battleship?
Yeah,
a
the huge
carrier?
ones that
Like a
literally have-
carrier.
yeah, carrier. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you need.
I was just thinking of
Yeah.
battleship pieces. I
I
started
don't
with the
even-
easiest one.
don't even know what those.
I think I
what
could
those
survive
are.
Scream.
I thought about that
Oh,
too.
that's
Jenna.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're talking the first one?
I was thinking of the first one, yes.
Oh,
Matthew
shit.
Lillard got long legs, dude.
I
Could be running.
love Matthew Lillard, dude. Yes.
He once rubbed his face in Cameron's beard.
You guys want to know a secret?
You're a fucking lucky bastard.
He's gonna
dude.
be he's gonna be in the new movie. He's
When
gonna
I-
be in the new movie.
When I think
Ow.
about
I think
it, still
Randy-
think-
I don't think he's dead.
I think Randy. Well, so here's the thing. Courtney Cox just said that this film is not Scream 5.
Mhm.
It is a
It's
it
a
is
reboot.
a reboot of the franchise that still holds common threads.
Interesting.
And it has a shit ton of the old characters obviously are still in it. You know, if Courtney Cox is the one that's talking about it currently, she obviously has a big part in it, or at least
Yeah.
an important role. But I do think that they might go, because like even 4, while it was a part of it and it was like a continuation of the story, it didn't focus. I mean, it really focused on Sydney, but like not really a ton on the other characters, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm excited. To
Yeah.
possibly ask questions about the new film if we happen to talk to someone that made it. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I think going back to our question, I think The Mist, I would just stay in the fucking
You're
grocery store.
Why would you
Yeah.
even put yourself in that position?
I would
Are
just
you
stay in
fucking
the
kidding
grocery
me?
store.
that's
dude.
the thing is you
God.
can't. It's the thing in the mist. It is completely inescapable. You can't get away from it. You are enveloped in it. That's the hard part there.
They
'cause
start
It's they're you're not locked in. Well, it's the inverse. They're not locked in there with you. You're locked in there with them, kind of thing.
Yeah,
well, they start
I mean-
breaking that glass, man. Yeah.
Well, but I just mean the majority of the issues that arise in The Mist, like, yeah, they start breaking the glass, but like they could reinforce it, but they don't do it well enough because of all the infighting that happens. You know what I
Do
mean?
you
Like,
think that wouldn't happen? I just wouldn't want to be a part of a religious cult to stay alive. And that's
No,
kind
I
of
would-
what that turned
I would just
into.
murder that woman before she gets murdered in the film. I would just kill her off.
Yeah,
as
just the
soon as
second
starts
she brings up
spouting
God, just
Leviticus. Yeah, dude.
Right in the nose.
Shut the fuck up.
That's
Oh, that sounds
I just
horrible.
wouldn't- I
We
wouldn't
shouldn't
go
say
with
that. Um,
Okay.
That's if you're able to survive the mist, I would say props to you for sure. That's a I would think that's a very difficult one personally.
It might be tough. That's just the first one going through things that I've seen recently that I would go for.
Yeah. I think surviving a Jason Michael type that doesn't have any magical superpowers is way easier than they make it look.
I knew you were gonna say something like that.
I think it'd be so easy.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are also the movies are always like, just don't do that, you'll be fine. Don't do that,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think I would have done okay in funny games.
Those boys were squirrely. You could take them.
As long as he can't get his hands on a remote, I think it would have been fine. Like if we were all
Say too much. Jenna hasn't seen it.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? Good.
No, she has not.
Yes, I have. I
You've
remember
seen Funny Games?
Yes. Oh, wait. Yeah. Film class. Was it in film class?
I don't know. I wasn't in your film class. But...
We watched Scott Pilgrim in film class. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, that was a different film class.
It was.
Funny Games.
Jenna, you gotta watch Funny
Yeah,
Games.
because there was the fucking shot. Yes, I know. I'm not gonna say it for all the people that haven't seen it. You know, as a kid.
The shotgun. Yeah. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, then I have.
Okay. I think I would have been okay with them. I'm saying it could have gone either way. I feel like if it was me and that family, I would have swiped someone's heels out from underneath them or something. I'm squirrely. I get away.
You're short. You're closer. You're quicker to the ground. You're
dude,
quicker. You're lower to the ground.
Yeah.
Easier to maneuver.
They're just fucking psychopaths.
Oh,
what do you have to say, Jenna?
Yeah.
I would like to maybe redact my previous statement. I remembered that I have not seen it, but I read the entire plot because I was too scared to watch it because it was torture.
All right,
I can't
real
watch
quick.
torture.
Jenna.
I can't watch torture.
Jenna.
No, listen, that's the only movie I've ever done that to. I don't even watch trailers.
I mean, that's super understandable. That's the thing. I understand people not being able to watch that.
Well, no. I'm not attacking you for not being able to do torture. People that read plots for movies make me want to throw my face.
But I don't normally. I don't even watch trailers. Like if someone sends me a trailer, I don't even watch it because I like to be completely surprised going in. I don't even know what the fucking movie's about. I don't read plots, but I can't watch torture. Like it makes me sick.
Well, it's just funny because Funny Games isn't really. I would have never labeled Funny Games as a torture movie. It's an emotional, like they play with their food the same way The Strangers does.
It is torture. The entire movie. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
It's not It's not Saw torture. It's not hostile torture.
But a family is being held hostage. That is torture.
I'd argue that it's torture.
Think about how the movie ends, and you're telling me these people were not tortured.
I think that Jenna could have dealt.
I think you could watch it, Jenna. But I mean, my brother watches endings explained videos. Like the movie comes out, and like that day he watches like a YouTube video about what the ending.
I just don't get it.
People are nuts.
We have a friend
in the loop.
We have a close friend. I'm not going to name names, but we have a close friend who goes out of their way to read like Wikipedia summaries of movies and games as soon as they come out.
And are you talking about Pat?
I'm not talking about Pat. Thanks for outing one of our friends.
Yeah.
Well, so that shit blows my fuck. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I feel like we've all probably had this conversation to some degree, but I want to have it on here. I'm going to bring up, I'm a bit of a fucking purist when it comes to stories. And I truly think that like, if you read what happens in a movie or you watch a franchise out of order, basically if you consume any story or media in a way that it was not intended to be consumed, whether it be out of order or you knew things before, then you don't have a valid opinion on it. If you didn't consume it the way it was supposed to be consumed, then I could not give a shit less about what your thoughts are on it because you didn't experience it the right way. You know, you can't it's like a magic trick. You can't like know how a magic trick is done before you see it and then watch it and be like, I wasn't impressed. Of course you weren't impressed, you fucking asshole. Like you didn't experience it the right way.
Yeah.
You have to.
I think if you have a severe objective, a severe, like in your terms, critical and objective viewpoint on it after experiencing like that, then that's one thing. You know what I mean? But if I don't know. I think if someone's like, I didn't really like it, then like that's different. But I think if they were like, "Oh, that movie sucked," like I hated blah 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 blah.
I hated reading the plot to Finding Dory.
Well, you can't. I just don't. It doesn't. If you're like, I didn't really like it. I read like a whole like review. I read like 6 different reviews on it before, and I saw the trailer like 10 times. Then I saw the movie and was really underwhelmed. Of course you were. Like you didn't get to actually experience the movie. You went in with all of these preconceived whatevers. So like, why would I give a shit about your opinion on it? You didn't actually watch the movie, and you can't.
Jenna, what were you gonna say?
Yeah,
I'm so flopped on this issue because I feel passionately one way and passionately another way for 2 different reasons. Passionately, I agree with Sean because I know somebody that will read a movie and refuses to watch it. They're like, yeah, I read it. It wasn't that good. I'm like, dude, no, you can't say that because you didn't actually watch it. So how can you have a valid opinion?
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same person, by the way.
We are, Brandon. No, but on the flip side to that, someone can spoil something for me or find something out, and I will still enjoy it the same. I personally will still enjoy it the same amount.
But what I'm saying is you cannot say that you would have enjoyed it the same amount. You can say that you still enjoy it, but like if you know the plot twist to The Sixth Sense, then it's going to have a different impact on you when it hits you. Like you can't. You cannot say that you enjoyed it the same as if you experienced it the way it's supposed to be experienced.
That's assuming that I'm going to remember that you spoiled it for me. My memory
is
in there.
So that's
a subject. That is a caveat you threw in. That's subjective.
That's why for me.
That's how I am with trailers because I will see a trailer and unless I go to the movies a lot, so I see the same trailers a shit ton of times, but normally I'll see a trailer once or twice, and especially if there's a plot point, I'll kind of forget it. So by the time I'm seeing the movie, I'm like, okay, this is all pretty fresh. Like I don't really remember, like, even the movie that comes out in a couple months, The Night House. I've probably seen that trailer like 10 times now, but I haven't really held on to anything really strong to when I see it that's going to change that for me.
Yes. Yeah. So let's use like Kong versus Godzilla for an example. When you have like a shot of something really cool happening in a trailer, like a really cool, far, like beautiful shot of Kong like decking Godzilla in the face, and you see that in the trailer. Let's say you forget it.
Spoiler alert.
Well, but let's say, and then you watch it, even if you forgot about it while you were watching it, when it happens, you're still going to be like, oh yeah, I saw that before. And I would argue that that is a different experience than just seeing it for the first time while actually watching the movie. So if the argument is, oh, well, yeah, but I completely forgot, then I would say that that's not even part of the argument because then it's the same as not seeing it. I don't know.
It's the same as I agree. Like I recently watched Seven. I've seen that movie a bajillion times. But while watching it for probably the first time in about a year, I was saying, this movie is amazing. But then we got to the end and I said, fuck, this movie just doesn't affect me as much as it did the very first time I watched it and didn't know it was going to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because it can't.
That shock factor is like a one-time thing, even if you forget.
That's changing the question a bit to rewatching. Yeah. Does rewatching change the movie?
Well, yeah,
but I feel like it's the same thing. It's like if you know about it before, you're rewatching it by reading it. You read it once, that's your first viewing of it. Yeah. And you watch it a second time, it doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah, that's how I felt about that one movie, the Nolan movie.
Tenet?
Fucking
Interstellar.
The one where it goes backwards. No.
Yeah.
Memento.
Inception.
Memento.
Oh, Memento.
Yeah, Memento.
Yeah.
Oh, Memento.
A narrative is a journey. The shots are put together in an order for a reason. It is supposed to make you feel something before you feel something else. You feeling one thing before you experience something else affects how you experience. It's just like foreplay.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. So in my opinion, knowing about a movie before you do it is like going straight for the spot with no foreplay. And then you don't get to bitch at me because you didn't come. Done.
Sometimes you want that, so that's all right.
Well, no, just watch movies the way they're supposed to be watched. Damn
it. On that note, let's go to the next question.
Wait. What was? Right. Oh wait, no.
I don't even remember what the question was.
So I just wanted to quickly.
Survive.
Flip, I wanted to quickly flip that question. What movie do you think you would fucking flat out definitely not survive? I'll go first. 30 Days of Night.
Oh yeah, I'd be dead.
Sure. Yeah.
Nobody survived.
I would be dead.
Yeah, that's just a given.
Not even.
Think of one that's a little less plausible, but you couldn't survive.
Less plausible.
I don't know.
Like nobody's surviving that movie.
No one's surviving that movie. Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, which there's some Cabin in the Woods questions.
I don't mind. It Follows. I would not survive that.
That's easy. You just go to another continent every year. So
Jenna's like, I fuck too much, dude.
No, dude. I mean, I would just I'd feel bad, and then I'd always be on the fucking. Oh god,
you're like that anyway.
I know. So I can't have it times 3.
I remember after watching that movie, every time someone was walking towards me, the hair on the bed next to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slept on it with the light on.
I wouldn't.
2 weeks after watching that movie. I'm not kidding.
I don't think I'd survive it. I think I would be really bad up against fears.
That'd be good and spook.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Alien, I'd be dead.
Oh yeah. I don't think no one lives. Really, no.
I would die.
Most monster movies, because I was thinking Cloverfield and that sort of stuff.
You just need a good hiding spot.
I think we could survive Cloverfield. If I'm being honest with you, I definitely think we could.
With the knowledge that we know.
I think in that situation, they act dumb. We could.
But you're also. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was saying you're also in New York with millions of other people,
that's
with
true.
the same idea of surviving.
I don't know, man. I would say with my monster movie knowledge, aside from Cloverfield, we could probably make it out okay. Yeah. It would be hard. It would be fucking hard, but I think that one I might be able to survive.
I guess the characters in Cloverfield specifically are Rob is a dumbass. I mean, he's, true love and going to help back.
Yeah, I mean that narrative is just. It's so asinine.
Just don't have that narrative and you're fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Real quick, before Steve picks a question, I have one that I want to pose that someone asked. Mo Fasho, just because we were talking about it, ask, what are your thoughts, opinions, feelings on Cabin in the Woods? I feel like we can do this one pretty quickly. And I don't know if we talked about it before.
Make a whole cinematic universe based around it.
Yes.
Be cool.
I think it'd be so cool.
Yeah, I think it is an amazing movie. And it usually I'm frustrated when a really good movie comes out and a studio wants to explore the shit out of it. But Cabin in the Woods, you're absolutely right, Cameron. You could do shows, you could do movies, you could explore the
prequels,
fuck out
sequels,
of
everything.
And I would happily I'd taken a comic series. I think Cabin in the Woods is a great horror movie for horror fans. It's very meta. It's fun.
It's one of the best black comedy horror. One of the best horror films with black comedy in it too.
Yeah.
That's also
fucking funny.
I feel like we all agree here.
I just wanted to praise that movie real quick. I thought it was a good question.
Yes.
No, Cabin in the Woods is great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although it's written by Joss Whedon, so we're probably not going to get another.
We don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
It was written by him. I didn't know
him and what's his name? I don't remember the other guy's name. Him and someone else wrote the screenplay. The guy who made the movie.
Did Sam Raimi not work on it?
I don't believe
I thought
so.
Sam Raimi did.
What's his name? Drew Goddard. Drew Goddard's his name.
All right, so I'm going to feel real dumb here. What did Joss Whedon do?
Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard co-wrote Cabin in the Woods. Yeah, are you talking about in the air thing? He's a fucking prick.
Avengers. He's the. Oh, I thought you were talking about movies. Work.
No.
Just what? Why
did he do?
Shit. He's just a prick. He's a prick to people. He's just a Hollywood power hungry asshole.
Yeah, okay. I was reading recently that he sucked on the set of Justice League.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was super mean to Gal Gadot and
he told Gal Gadot that he would ruin her, he could ruin her career, which she does that just by, being in front of a camera. But gonna cut that out.
Fast and Furious fans gonna come kill you, dude. I think she's in one of those.
Well, people are not happy with her right now.
But there's that's a whole nother thing.
Let's not even go into that.
But there's people saying like shit that he did on Buffy, like basically just like one person speaks out about him, and a bunch of other people are chiming in now. So but yeah, that was a good question. Cabin in the Woods is obviously great. We'll take that to the next question, which is to everyone. I want everyone to have their own answer to this. At Guttural Sugar, great name, asks, what's a band film name? Guttural. Oh yeah, it is totally. Yeah. What's a film that you think is very underrated? Horror film. I'm gonna throw that. Horror film that you think is underrated. So we can all take a second to think about this. I'll start with mine. I'm gonna say that it's only underrated because I don't think in the mainstream it's big. It's been regarded as like one of the best horror films of like the 2000s or like the teens. But the movie Raw, not enough people have seen Raw. I actually have not seen Raw.
I have not.
It's good.
I know what it is, but I have not seen it.
It's so good.
It's good. Count your fingers and your toes before you watch it.
It's a French horror film. I won't spoil anything. No. Okay. It's a French horror film, coming of age horror film. And it's like people say that it's, one of the best horror films that come out in the past 10 years or so, but not enough people have seen it. So that's my movie. It's Raw. What's your answer, Jenna?
Mine is It Comes at Night. I think
not
enough
severely
people appreciated that movie because of the promotion, how they promoted it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I can totally get behind that.
People need to appreciate Joel Edgerton more, just overall.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. He's so good.
I think he wrote and directed that film, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
I didn't know that.
It's The Gift, but I also think It Comes at Night too.
I don't think Joel Edgerton.
Nope, I lied.
Yeah, what's his
name? I'm thinking The Gift.
The Gift was nuts.
Because It Comes at Night, that was directed by. They came out with something else recently.
It Comes at Night were the people that did the guy that did a movie called Waves.
No.
Yeah, I want to see Waves.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, they came out pre-COVID.
It Comes at Night was great.
Really good.
Is really good.
Yes, I think it's underrated.
I think not enough people have seen Annihilation. I think outside of horror, I think that's one of the best movies to come out in the past decade.
Fair.
I liked Annihilation.
Like you guys are like the only people I know that have seen it. I don't know.
That's fair.
A bunch of the props for that film were just on auction or whatever. You could buy the actual bear.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I really liked Annihilation. I think that it has a couple different tones going on at the same time. So you're like the feeling of the movie is different throughout, which is fine. Part of me, just because like the bear, that's all I'll say. I don't want to for people that haven't seen it, but the bear is one of the scariest things that I have ever seen. Seen/heard. And yeah, I part of me wishes that like that was a tone throughout the movie, but it's probably super impactful because it's not. You know what I mean? So
that movie does. I just in general, if whoever's listening hasn't seen obviously Annihilation, but also Alex Garland's other work, the guy that directed that, he did Ex Machina, which is another
movie
science fiction.
I like Annihilation.
Kind of say it's horror as well.
I fucking love
Ex Machina is amazing.
Ex Machina is amazing. Flawless.
And he also has a TV show called Devs that is just as good. It's really fucking good.
Yeah.
It messes with your head. It's crazy.
It's amazing. He is a wonderful director.
Yeah.
So
he has something new coming out, right?
He does. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's gonna be good.
I was gonna say Constantine.
Oh, Constantine sucks, dude.
That movie is great.
Was we upped on that a couple months ago? So good.
But even more so, the Mummy and the Mummy Returns. Those are severely underrated movies because they're
You think
not,
they're underrated?
I
No,
think
they're not underrated.
If they're not in
People
the
love
fucking
those
upper
movies.
echelon of film history, they're underrated in my opinion.
It was a ride at Universal Studios.
The best ride, but no. The thing is though, I don't think people talk about the
So
Mummy.
it can't
enough.
be underrated.
People
if
don't talk about the Mummy enough.
Ride.
People don't talk about the Mummy enough. People talk about Hollow Man. I think people don't
lately
talk
I've been
about the Mummy.
I've been seeing the Mummy stuff a lot lately, like all over, like a lot of memes. That
I've
bumper
seen
sticker I
memes
sent
and
you.
stuff,
I think it's had a
Oh.
resurgence lately. Scarabs are fucking
Yeah.
It's
terrifying.
because
they
they're
are,
all
yeah.
on. They're all streaming right now.
Oh, okay.
makes
That
sense.
So
makes
they
sense.
were.
I would rather watch the Tom Cruise Mummy than the Brendan Fraser Mummy.
Get
Whoa.
fucked.
Because Steve
Whoa.
is the really big
Kick him
fan of
out.
not good
Yo.
movies and doesn't like good ones.
Dude, Nick.
Even the king of bad opinions.
Yeah, that's like.
I
What do you
So,
fucking
for
hate
sure.
Robin Williams
Have you
too?
guys-
Like,
have you guys seen the Tom Cruise Mummy though?
no,
Or you just
Yeah.
seen that? Exactly.
no, it's
It's
just
See?
better
but
than
it's
better than you're expecting.
it's not
It's
better
not
than the
better
Mummy.
than Brendan
It's
Fraser.
not better than the Mummy. and
It's
the Mummy
Mission
No.
Impossible with a
It's
hot
not,
mummy.
though. It's
Have you seen the Mission
Mummy-
Impossible movies?
They are
They're
really
so
good.
good.
I've seen they're fine.
They're
Dude,
pretty
Ghost
good.
Protocol?
Simon Pegg is really
Awful.
good in them.
Ghost Protocol is
Oh.
one of the like two I've seen.
Dude, Ghost
The
Protocol.
Mummy, I have a fat crush on the Mummy and the Tom Cruise one, but also how they were gonna start a whole monster universe,
the universe,
which was
yeah.
cool. The whole Jekyll and Hyde thing in it was pretty neat, but it flopped. So.
Yeah, are they
And I'm
just
bummed.
put?
But
Are
I'm-
they just? Well,
Brendan
they've
Fraser
done
is
a
way better.
they've done a second movie in that series because they did the Invisible Man.
Well,
Not
I
really-
think
it's not in the same universe.
it's not.
Oh,
tied.
I thought that one was supposed to be part of it.
I
It's
think
not
what they're-
Universal.
Maybe they're ending it then.
So Universal ended the dark universe. Is
That's
what
what
they
it's
were
called.
calling it.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp was signed on, I think, to play the Invisible Man.
Mhm.
They
Dang.
canceled
It's the
all
easiest
the
gig
plans
ever.
for that.
Just don't gotta be there.
This sucks.
So
Well, no. So
That's
it sucks, but it is 100% their fault. They need. I watched like a whole breakdown of this. Why are you trying to remake your Universal monster movies and join this whole like cinematic universe thing that's going on, which you guys technically started, you know what I mean, with the Universal monster movies. But why are you trying to make them action movies? Like actually make horror movies. And that's one thing that is like super frustrating about that. And a lot of things like TV shows and stuff that make horror movies, they only put like horror aesthetics in, maybe a couple horror moments, but they tend to focus on it being a drama or an action thing. And it's like, if Universal could just reboot it, you could totally have an amazing horror universe that is remakes of the original Universal monster movies, but just make them actually horror. We don't need a big name actor in it, and it doesn't need to be funny or action packed. Make horror movies.
Yeah,
they
The
should
Mummy
just
was
start
pretty
it with
action.
the Invisible Man.
they should
Yeah,
just
I
they
think
should
they
just
could, yeah.
they should
I
just
agree.
give it to A24 and then let them make the movies, and then
The Invisible
we'll
Man
get
was
good
really
horror
cool.
movies.
The new
The
one.
The Invisible Man.
I
was
didn't
amazing.
see it. I heard it was better than the general consensus. It was better than the Tom Cruise Mummy movie.
I would say
It just
yeah.
I don't think commercially it did very well though.
I would say that's an underrated movie because I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard some
The
bad
Invisible
things
Man,
about
not the Mummy. The Invisible Man.
That's great.
I'm pretty sure the Invisible
The
Man
Invisible Man
was
did-
that released during quarantine, didn't it?
No.
In theaters?
It was right
Yeah.
before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we saw it in theater, Steve. Right?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I saw it in theaters.
Yeah,
I
It
could
came
have
out in, like,
swore that the
January.
Mummy did better than that one because it's the Mummy. People know that name. Like outside of
worldwide gross was 143 mil for the Invisible Man.
okay.
The Mummy with Tom Cruise was 409.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
But
that
but
is
it's a Tom Cruise.
significantly more than I thought
You're-
that would be.
You're putting a Lee Wannell movie with the Tom Cruise movie, like those are not gonna be.
Didn't that Universal Dark Universe, they tried to start it with that Dracula Untold, I think, and that didn't work or something. So then they tried with the Mummy, and that didn't work, and that's when they canceled it. But they had like Bride of Frankenstein was supposed to be the next one, followed by I think Frankenstein. But those just are gone now.
That's so unfortunate.
They'll figure it out.
Make fucking horror movies, man. Make horror movies.
Make them spooky.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple
also
questions.
also the Lighthouse. Next question.
Sean, did you answer with your?
Yeah, I technically didn't, but I'll do mine really quick. So my obvious answer, which I've said in multiple episodes, is Dread. Do not watch a trailer, just watch the movie. DREAD, one of the After Dark Horror Fest 8 films to die for. Another one that I've mentioned is Let Me In. But today's pick is going to be Evil Dead, the remake. A lot of people shit on that movie. That is an amazing movie.
Like that guy.
What guy?
No.
Steve?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Steve. Evil Dead the remake was amazing.
You don't like the remake, Steve?
I just don't like. I don't like really like gross stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
gross, stuff.
I would argue
there's a little bit of gore in that movie.
A little bit. I would argue that the Evil Dead remake is the greatest horror movie remake ever made by far. Nothing even touches it.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah. And I love Let Me In.
Yeah.
What one, Coulter?
The Thing, the 1980s Thing.
Oh, you
better.
bitch.
That's a remake, technically. That's better.
Okay, fine.
Have you guys seen the remake of
like
The Killing Shrews or whatever?
I thought it was a sequel.
That's fair, Coulter.
Crossing
that's
my
fair.
fucking lines. Yeah, that's. But
yeah.
I would say
Carpenter's
Evil Dead
thing
is definitely up there.
Yeah.
We although I have never seen The Thing from Another Planet, so it's hard for me to compare. But is it like, are they pretty similar, like story wise, like element wise?
The vibe is the same, but Carpenter said, "Hey, let's make this Lovecraftian as fuck."
Well, yeah,
is basically
really
what happened. Yeah.
That's a good.
The first one is not that.
Answer.
It's more like mystery-esque. It's not gruesome.
And Carpenter's is a remake, not a sequel or anything.
Yeah, it's a remake. Yeah, a reimagining, really. Yeah. But yeah,
it's good as fuck.
Yeah, movie's good.
Yep.
All right.
But okay.
This next one is not about horror movies, but it's about spooky places. So this is from @Koala Tea Time.
Hey, Kelly. Koala Tea Time's great.
I'm thinking of a koala that has to golf really soon, so they have to make a Koala Tea Time.
Tea Time is a.
Their question is,
weirdo. Yeah.
What haunted / paramore paramore? What? Oh man! All right. What haunted / paranormal place would you like to visit?
Poveglia Island in Italy.
Really, Brandon?
Yes.
No, stop it.
Oh,
no, you would not.
Fuck me.
Why can't he say that one?
Cause who the fuck would want to go there? You're fucking dead if you're going there, dude.
What?
Oh, that sounds like a place I'd love to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what it is, so please fill me in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do this to the best of my ability. I watched the Ghost Adventures episode a few days ago. Anywho, so Poveglia Island, it's
fucking
an island
Zach.
in Italy. It's fucking Zach Begans, man. Best. Love that guy. So Poveglia Island is an island in Italy that I think it was during the plague. It was either during the plague or a similar plague. All of the people who were infected were taken to this island to die.
Oh shit.
In Italy. Yeah. So they would row them over in boats, and the people would have those doctor's masks on with like different herbs in it because they thought that would prevent them from
plague doctor mask.
Yeah, the plague doctor mask. And then they would boat them over to the island and drop them.
Yeah.
They put herbs in those?
Yeah, that's what it was for. That was the purpose.
You're just breathing in garlic salt.
real edgy.
I would like that.
With some Lowry seasoning salt.
Yeah. That Creole.
But yeah, so that's a place I could do this for fucking days.
Can I say I'm pretty sure Zach Begans, is that his name?
Bagans.
Can we get Guinness? Can we get Guinness Book of World Records to I think he deserves a spot for most times possessed more times than any other person in the world, because that show's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I love that show though. I really do love that show.
Stop spiking your hair. It is like 2021.
He wears hats mostly now.
All right.
He's a good guy. There's a few places though. I mean, before they tore it down, Eloise would have been cool to.
Yeah,
Eloise.
My those tunnels Wayne, probably Michigan. Still exist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The tunnels underneath is probably still there.
It used to be pitch black, and there was a pool there, and so my brother went there with like a bunch of his friends, and they were in the area where the pool was. They obviously all have flashlights, but then someone came in to like tell them to stop, and they turned their flashlights off, and one of my brother's friends almost fell into the pool because they couldn't see. And like we're talking like a deep ass pool.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Plus, isn't it like filled with syringes? He might as well have been Amanda and Saw 2.
I'm trying to think of places I would want to go.
I don't know. I can't think of like any specific places aside from asylums around here or certain graveyards. But I think a like decrepit castle somewhere like in the country in Ireland or Scotland or England, like somewhere in Europe. I think that would be so cool to just explore a castle. And
agreed.
I'm hesitant to say this,
but
I'm sure there's somebody else out there that has the same feeling as me.
Mm-hmm.
I would never, ever go anywhere paranormal by choice. Never. No. Nope. Not like scary shit. Like, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Nope.
I guess that makes sense. Like, that's probably the logical answer. It is. I do not agree with you, but
there has to be somebody else that can like horror, but also fucking hate it in real life. Like, no.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
that's
frankly, that's probably
like,
most people.
I probably wouldn't. I don't really want to go and stay anywhere at these places. Like, I love to go see stuff. Like, I would love to go. I mean, I've been trying to figure out where the fuck Albert Fish lived since I moved to New York. I just want to see his goddamn apartment and be like, that place. Like, a week ago,
they got grease shoots, Steve.
A week ago, I was where Lennon was shot, like, which is also where Rosemary's Baby was filmed. But like, so I like going to those places and seeing that stuff, but I also wouldn't want to stay there.
Because have you seen Bonjiam's Haunted Asylum? No. Why would you ever want to stay anywhere with no?
That's fair.
I would.
I don't know. I've never been anywhere crazy haunted, but the like high in adrenaline you get when you're spooked is just, I don't know. It's unparalleled.
Yeah.
Like when we go down south and we like go to those graveyards at night, those are old ass graves and it's scary. I went in New Orleans, we went to like 3 or 4 graveyards and they're above ground burials. And it was the middle of the day and I was spooked the whole time we were there. It was so eerie.
There's a fucking some kind of essence I hear to New Orleans that is just always heavy.
That whole place is haunted.
Yeah.
I would want to go to the Winchester House, I think. I just feel like even if I don't experience anything spooky, I just really would love to explore that house. You know, like the movie was not that great.
I didn't see it. It didn't look great.
The case has always been really interesting to me. So
that's a good
what about Lizzie Borden's house? I was just listening to a Morbid episode where they're doing it from Lizzie. They tell the story of Lizzie Borden and they do it from her house.
Is it supposedly haunted?
I think so. Yeah. It's at least
I feel like anything with any event of that stature has to have something.
I mean, definitely
lingering, you know.
Yeah.
I have to pee so bad, so I will be right back. You can even keep recording it. Go for the next question. Whatever you got to do.
No, we'll wait.
Yeah, I'll just rattle off places.
Wait,
did I say Waverly Hills yet? Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
Waverly
Sanatorium.
Waverly,
the Wizards of Waverly Hills.
Is that the one in Ohio?
I think it's in Kentucky.
Okay.
It
is Kentucky.
The Reformatory, the Ohio Reformatory. That's another haunted place that I would stay in.
Where's that one show? What was that one show that you had us watch one time where it's like people have to try to stay at like a really scary place and they
listen, this is not my podcast, but for the next 3 minutes and 14 seconds it is. The early 2000s were a wild time for MTV. Jackass was coming out. There was music on the television. And there was a little show that came out called Fear. I think it only had about 3 seasons, but if you don't know what Fear is, Fear was a reality games show / horror show where college kids in their Jinko jeans would be whisked away to some haunted, quote unquote, haunted place. And they would have to be there and accomplish a bunch of tasks. They would be given like a task list, and they would be assigned certain tasks they would have to accomplish throughout these haunted places. And if they made it out, they left with a big like wad of cash, like 10 grand or some crazy low amount of money that meant $1 million in 1999.
Back then.
And it's fucking scary.
It is spook. I remember, dude, that's so funny. I'm so glad that like instantly clicked, because that's the first thing I thought of when I was thinking of like,
oh my God,
scary places.
I would kill for that show to be back on. There is an audience who would pay good fucking money to see that. Oh
yeah.
I think
Fear.
Oh, go ahead.
Fear. Is that just where they just had people?
Brandon just
Okay.
spent the past
in the
minute
early
explaining it.
2000s. MTV was wild. It's a
sounds
show. It's a
familiar.
spooky show. Look it up.
I will.
Listen to this
Rewind
episode.
and listen.
Yeah, I'll listen to the episode.
Listen to the episode. That's funny.
Well, I think I like to go to a castle more than anywhere. I think one of the scariest scenarios you could be in would be like a haunted forest camping.
Oh,
Just like-
fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Because once nighttime, that's going to be the longest night of your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When I was thinking about like movies that we could survive or I could survive in, I was thinking about woods movies, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like the
No.
woods
You're
are so
so
scary.
vulnerable.
Dude, camping is fucking horrifying. Imagine camping in
true.
fucking Blair Witch. Oh my
I
God.
was so
Yeah.
scared because the raccoons were fighting over some pills. It was
That
fun.
shit is scary.
That's bad.
Yeah.
No,
We almost
it's
got
every
eaten
year.
by a bear once.
We
Yeah.
Yeah,
did.
we almost got eaten by a bear once.
Dude,
Where was I?
scary.
Was I there?
You were not there that
It was
year.
like the year before you came.
Yeah.
Dude, shit was fucking raccoons are awesome. Continue.
They're great, but
Delicious.
they're also dicks.
Yeah, they're bitches.
Yeah. Do you know how much Herbalife they ate?
Oh, they were.
Hopefully all of it.
Yeah, they were.
All right. We got a couple more.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask one and then I'm gonna scroll through and see if there's any new questions. But this one's a quick one. It's a fuck, marry, kill. And it's from at Lydia Joe 091. Fuck, marry, kill. The Babadook, the Nun, the Leprechaun. You guys go first. Someone go first, and this is an easy one for me, so I'm gonna go last. But
Okay.
Yep.
Wait, doesn't that mean you should go first?
I would.
right.
Oh yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead. If you're
I'll
ready.
go first so I can keep looking. You obviously have to marry the Babadook. He's gonna be the best partner. I'd fuck the Nun and kill the Leprechaun.
See, the nun won't fuck you
God,
though.
I
It's a
haven't
nun. You
almost
gotta
completely
think for
opposite.
a second.
I would fuck the Babadook. I
Yeah.
would
Babadook's
marry
a
the
thick
Leprechaun
bitch.
because there'd be all sorts of shenanigans. It'd be a blast.
Yeah.
And I'd kill the Nun because she's horrifying.
I completely agree with you, Cameron.
Yeah. Cam, I'm
Switch
right there
it.
with
So
you.
switch it to killing the leprechaun and marrying the nun. Because if you kill the leprechaun,
Can you marry the Nun? What's the
yeah,
technicality?
that's fine. Well, then the only thing we can do is kill the nun.
Good.
That means this was the easiest one in the world. Because if you kill the
I'm
leprechaun,
joking. You can marry the Nun.
I'm so angry. If you kill the leprechaun, you get his money.
Oh.
Oh man. See,
God,
that's why I'm killing the Leprechaun.
But also, if you marry him,
I'm playing chess while you guys are playing checkers. I'm thinking so many steps ahead.
I'm not gonna sign a prenup when I marry him, so I'm still gonna get his money.
Oh, smart.
I like it.
Smart.
I like it. I like it. Plus,
Yeah.
didn't the
Oh
nun
wait,
kill
that's not how
Ozzy?
that works. That's not how that
Or
works.
not the nun. The leprechaun killed Ozzy.
Osborne?
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Dude, like leprechaun 17 or
17.
something. Swear to God.
I
don't
no,
think I've
because
seen the
I'm
one
trying to
about
think
Ozzy.
of where he fits in numerically. Because after Leprechaun in the Hood, I think it's Leprechaun in Space, and then it's Leprechaun in the Hood too.
There's one where Ozzy is like, he's someone that like dealt with him before, I think, and then he comes back. Like it's hinted that he dealt. Look it up, Google it.
I'm fucking
I'm
doing
about to-
that.
I've strictly seen those movies on AMC Fear Fest in like middle school, maybe high
Yeah,
school.
I have only seen bits and pieces of each one, I think.
Yeah,
I just
they're-
googled
they're fun, they're
Oi
charming.
Osborne and Leprechaun. Let me fix my typing.
Wait,
here.
Ozzy's the
Cool.
name of one of the characters in Leprechaun.
What?
You're
I thought you were
fucking
talking
me out.
about.
Are you talking about Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah, I thought. I could have swore to God Ozzy Osbourne was in one of those fucking movies.
I just Googled Ozzy Osbourne and Leprechaun and I don't see. Oh,
are you thinking of Little Nicky? I get it, man. They're similar movies.
Leprechaun Returns.
Yeah, is Ozzy Osbourne in it?
I think
he's that's the newest one. No. There's a character named Ozzy. He's a mechanic or some shit. He's wearing the overalls in the movie. His name is Ozzy. I think he's the first one that sees the leprechaun in the first movie of the main crew.
I'm just going to Ozzy Osbourne's IMDb.
I really thought that. I thought my brain has a memory of Ozzy Osbourne in that fucking movie.
You know what? Scratch what I said earlier. Little Nicky is the most underrated horror film of all time.
Dude,
literally, in Ozzy's known for, the very first one is Little Nicky.
What about Little Nicky, Steve?
Little Nicky is a C- movie.
No, but it's amazing. It's the best C- you've ever seen, dude. A C- has never felt so good.
Econ 135. That's how good that shit was.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome,
dude. That movie is so fucking
good. It's good until you watch it and you realize it's not
okay.
Good.
All right, smart guy. If that's a C-, what's Hubie Halloween?
Hubie Halloween's nothing. It's a D. It's a step below.
Okay. All right, sure. That's fine. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
I will say
I still enjoyed watching both of them.
The last time that we watched Little Nicky was somewhat early into Steve's relationship, and we were showing his girlfriend. And I don't think it was the best environment.
His relationship with what?
It was fine. It was fine.
Well, no, I just feel like we were all like, Sydney does not think this is funny.
I totally thought you were going to be like his relationship with like Adam Sandler movies. Like he was just now getting into that.
No. She probably hated it. But
she hated it. I could just feel that she did not like that movie.
Yeah, well, it's really, I can't say anything. She's too nice.
Ozzy Osbourne wrote a ton of the songs, and no, he wrote the theme song for Big Mouth.
The Bounty Hunter?
For Big Mouth.
Oh.
I'm going through changes.
Yeah.
It's just I thought it was just an Ozzy Osbourne song.
it's a Black Sabbath song, I think. Or might be it's Changes. I'm pretty sure it's just a cover
of is Changes. I didn't know that. Okay. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Just I did that.
No, I learned that. No. I learned that too. And I was because you think you associate it with this one thing, and you're like, no, this is just a song that they're singing.
They need to make people more aware of that. The kids need to get hip to Ozzy.
If you watch subtitles, it probably says like whoever, whatever changes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good song.
Oh no, he's uncredited on the show.
That's bullshit.
Irrelevant.
That's fine. Yeah. Let's do two more, both horror related.
Two more.
Let's go.
This one is from @Chelsea_Fergie. And that question is favorite holiday horror. So I'm assuming horror film.
Holiday
favorite holiday.
Thanksgiving.
Let's not say Halloween as a holiday.
Okay.
It can't be Halloween related. Yep, can't be Halloween.
Wait, why?
Because
Krampus,
that's too easy.
Maybe?
Yeah, Krampus is. Yeah.
Krampus was amazing.
Krampus is probably mine.
Honestly, I probably need to re-up on most holiday horror movies. I haven't seen a ton, and the ones I have seen, it was probably during my my super pretentious phase. So I probably need to re-see them in a different setting.
Chelsea says I'm partial to the OG Black Christmas, which I've always wanted to see because I've heard the original's really good.
Gremlins is definitely up there for me.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlins is good.
That's fair.
Nightmare Before Christmas, you can always count.
Yeah, I guess so. If I'm going to count Gremlins.
As a kid, I could not even walk past the Blockbuster aisle that housed the Gremlins. I was so fucking terrified even of the cover of that movie. Yeah. I've still only seen it halfway through.
Oh, it's
Gremlins?
So good.
Yeah.
You need to read
I was traumatized by it.
When did you watch the first half of the movie as an adult?
Like 4 months ago.
Yeah, no, that movie's a blast.
That's very
difficult. So much fun.
I would have lied. I would have pushed the date back a little bit, but
that was a family-friendly film.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other holidays.
Yeah.
My Bloody Valentine.
Ginger Dead Man.
That's not a holiday.
Ginger Dead Man.
Well,
That's
it's
a good
Christmas
choice.
related.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it is. I guess it is.
But it's not a good movie.
That's
No.
okay.
I mean, we
I'm
already
for-
mentioned Thanksgiving too, so
I'm for
Thanksgiving.
sure going to lock in Krampus. I don't think enough people have seen Krampus. I know we talked about it a second ago, but Krampus is amazing.
It's so good.
It's the guy that did Trick or Treat. It's Michael Dougherty, the guy that did Trick or Treat.
So that makes sense.
Godzilla.
vs. Kong.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. I don't care.
Yeah, it's so
No,
good.
It's so
good.
cool.
Hard agree.
We need an Arbor Day horror movie.
I'm just
When
gonna
the
throw
trees
a video
Revenge of
game.
the Trees.
I'm just gonna throw a video game out there because why not? Parasite Eve for the PlayStation 1. It's an old RPG horror game by Squaresoft, and it takes place around Christmas/New Year's. It like takes place within a couple of weeks. It is a super fucking good game.
I was gonna say, isn't it regarded as like one of the best horror video games?
I would definitely put it on that list, and I don't think that game is not talked about enough. Like that game is super important to a lot of the horror you see today, and people wouldn't even know it.
It's definitely worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is sought after for sure.
Yeah, that's a great game. Horror game that's based around Christmas time ish.
Jenna, did you answer?
Good.
Oh, you just said that you can't fuck with gremlins. That was your answer.
I don't fuck with gremlins.
Was it?
Yeah. I'll take it as an answer.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm trying to.
Okay, I'm clacked out.
I'm trying to
Brain
think
is
of just other holidays, like not Thanksgiving, not Christmas, not Halloween.
My Bloody
no
Valentine.
more holidays. The only holiday
Valentine's Day
is
one.
Halloween.
Agreed.
I got it. Passion of the Christ. That's a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's Easter.
Look what he did for you. You'll watch what he did for you.
That's a good one.
Maybe we watched that movie way too young.
Yeah, it's that was a thing, dude. I've heard stories of like people in Catholic schools like having nuns and priests make them watch, like, you will watch what he did for you. Mel Gibson died for your sins.
She didn't make me watch it. She was just like, it was a couple years after it came out, so she was like, "Do you want to watch this?"
Yeah. Jackie is a wonderful lady. She's not the crazy nuns that I'm talking about.
All right, let's wrap this up with a question. I'm gonna kind of rephrase it just because I think it'll give us a little bit better of answers, but because I'll read it. So our last question is from @unequivocally vegan. And the question is, what horror movie scared you so much you refused to watch it again? Which I don't Sinister for you.
Yes.
So let me put an addendum, because I don't know if there's a lot that we wouldn't rewatch, but I also want to ask, like, scariest movie or that you've experienced in like a theater, scariest experience.
Steve, we got the same answer, buddy.
We do have the same answer. I know that we do.
I got a story to tell about Steve.
That movie doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry for you guys have been that scared.
Well, hold on. Talk about Sinister. Talk about Sinister first. That's the scare? You'll never watch Sinister again?
I didn't finish it. Yeah. No, I'm never going to watch that again. I think I got to that pool scene and I was like, hell fucking no. I turned that shit off.
I fucking love that movie.
I won't rewatch it. But that's not really the scariest movie I've ever seen. Or like how would you
Well, I think your answer would be It Follows for that.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. That movie scared the shit out of me. Dude, I told you I slept with the light on for 2 weeks. That movie scared me. I saw it in the theater I saw it with my friend, and it was just us two in the theater. Dude, I was fucking freaked out. I don't know what it is about that movie. It fucked me up.
It's just a good movie.
It's
good.
It's creepy. It's really creepy.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say but I like rewatching it because I like the thrill.
Yeah. Wait, why? So it's just interesting to me that like It Follows scared you more than Sinister, but you couldn't finish and won't retry Sinister. Like, why is that?
The imagery is way scarier in Sinister, and that fucks with me. It's just the premise of It Follows. Yeah, the premise of It Follows scares me, but Sinister
is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve also said theater. He changed it to like experience in a theater. As well.
That was.
And we watched Sinister not in a theater.
Okay,
gotcha.
That helps because I was trying to figure out.
We could put it because I think the theater makes the most sense because I think that's the most visceral horror experience you can have when it's like tuned perfectly.
I mean, I would say so.
Yeah.
I feel like none of you guys like will watch movies even if they scare the hell out of you.
Well, yeah, that's the more that it scares me, the more likely I'm gonna be to really want to see it again.
Yeah.
Because you want to know why it scares you so bad. You want to dissect.
No, what? You guys are psychotic.
I just love it. I just love that's what I'm chasing. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want. But also I'm really desensitized. It takes a lot for a movie to get under my skin. So yeah, I don't know. It's I can't really think of one specifically. Hereditary probably fucked with like me the most in terms of a theater viewing experience. But honestly, I have to say that like Marble Hornets is the one thing that made me, dude, I watched whatever, Coulter, Marble Hornets.
It was scary as shit.
Dude, season one of Marble Hornets, when that's all that there was.
Yeah. Before he even revealed that it was like anything about it.
Yeah. I thought it was real. There were no Slender memes. There was no Slender verse. There were no video games. It was just Marble Hornets. I thought that shit was real. I slept with the light on for 3 nights in a row. There is no movie or anything that has come anywhere close to that. Nothing even touches it. So it's a hard question.
I don't know if anything ever will, because you're not that young again. You won't ever have that.
I mean, I was 17.
Yeah, you're not naive anymore.
Well, that's fair.
I will say, I didn't even stumble upon Marble Hornets until way. It was you probably, Sean, who introduced me to Marble Hornets, and it was probably 2 or 3 years after you had already started watching it.
Yeah.
So I'd already been like everyone going, it's about Slenderman. You got to watch Marble Hornets. And I'm like, that's fucking whatever.
And that goes right there. That goes exactly into what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
About how you can't like if you go and watch Marble Hornets right now and you're like, Sean thought that it was the skit. Like, of course you don't, because you know what Slenderman is, and you have all of this. You cannot watch it the way I watched it. It is impossible for you to do so. And so because you can't see it the way I saw it, you don't get to judge it the same.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
the different.
That's exactly like people that watch Blair Witch now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's after everything else that we have now, Blair Witch is a bit different.
Very tame.
The Marble Hornets Twitter just got hacked a couple weeks ago, and I think it's still hacked.
Really?
Yeah, it got completely
fucked.
Did you
hack it, Sean?
It was me. No, I was going to say that for my theater answer, since you're focusing on that, Paranormal Activity 3 was like the most fun I've had watching any horror movie in a theater ever.
It's not a bad one.
That's the one they're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it at some shitty theater on like the east side of Detroit, opening night. It was packed, and that audience, we were all in sync. Like we laughed at the same moments, we screamed at the same moments. Like, wow, it was.
That's awesome.
It was.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
I watched Marble Hornets around the time Paranormal Activity 2 came out, and it was like around the exact same time, within the same like week or two. And my parents went out of town one weekend. And it was the night I went to see Paranormal Activity 2. So all the other factors made me terrified after that movie. And I didn't want to stay home alone. And the only person I could get to come stay the night at my house was Tubby, who was in his prime night terror time.
Yeah.
So I was like so hesitant to even ask him, but he was the only one I could find. And I stuck it up. That's how freaked out I was.
just for a little
night terror time.
Dude. Just a little context for people that don't know, but our buddy Tubby there are multiple nights where Tubby has scared the hell out of people in our friend group because he's already just an interesting guy. Love him to death, but he gets a little weird in the middle of the night. You'll wake up to him scooching in circles around the floor.
Literally on his butt, just scooting in a circle.
No.
He's like viciously groped my leg while searching for something. There was one time, the night he was scooting in a circle, I was trying not to move because I did not want him to know that I was there. And because he freaked me out. And I was just like, all right, I'm just going to turn and go back to sleep. And I turned and I was already up against a cupboard and I didn't realize. I turned, smacked my head into the cupboard, looked back, and his head snapped to me so fast, like straight out of my head. It was awful.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you called him over after watching that movie.
And I didn't want to be alone.
That's scarier.
That's so.
I remember you texting me that night. Like, hey,
I know. I was like, Sean, please. I don't want to ask him. Just come over.
I can't believe I've never heard that story. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
Story.
High school, man.
Oh, that's so good. Cam, what's the scariest movie that you've seen in the theater? Did you answer?
I didn't.
Can you think of one?
That's probably the scaredest I've been after a movie. Sinister freaked me out. Insidious freaked me out.
Oh,
I can't think of any in a theater that scared the hell out of me. Oh, you know what? All right. So this movie's not scary, and it's not even, in my opinion, I don't like it. But when I first started seeing horror movies in theaters, I was in like probably 8th or 9th grade is when I started going a lot to see horror movies. And me and Jake, our friend Jake, went and saw The Unborn. And it scared the piss out of me. It was just jump scare central, just cheesy. But when we left, I was creeped out. I stayed at Jake's house. I didn't go home. But also he kept fucking with me after the movie. Like every time I turned a corner, he was there.
Oh, I hate jump. So
he elongated it.
Yeah.
It was so bad that that night afterwards, he pointed up at the ceiling really quick, and I jumped very startled. I was like, "What?"
That's great.
But it wasn't a scary movie, so it's just weird.
Yeah,
that
just had you spooked, man. Well, plus, your earliest times going to see horror movies in it, like seeing a horror movie in a theater is just more intense. I think.
Oh yeah.
So
no, I agree. Brandon, do you want to talk about our scariest movie? That we've seen in the theater? Do you want to lie about your story really quick?
It's going to be 100% truth. I want to say though, because Cameron's story about The Unborn reminded me when I was in I think when I was in 7th grade, it was middle school for sure. I went and saw the first horror movie that I chose to go see in a theater was The Grudge 2. And I had a similar experience. I was quite fucked up after that movie. It's not horrific, but as one of your first horror movie experiences, it's pretty good. Spooky. I think the Grudge movies are underrated.
Story, Brandon.
So the scariest experience I've ever had in a movie theater, which is also Steve's, is Quarantine. So that's a fucking scary movie in the theaters because it is nonstop 100 miles an hour as soon as it starts moving.
It's still, let me say, it's still scary.
Yeah, it's fucking scary.
We watched it a little under a year ago. It's still scary. I love Quarantine has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. It's bullshit. That movie
it's just bullshit. It's really fucking good. That's a great movie. But that one, that one's fucking scary because that's if you're not a fan of shaky cam, whatever. But for me, that is the epitome of a found footage film because of the speed and the way it's cut. It's so good.
Yeah, all purpose. A lot of found footage films have beautiful setup shots.
This one is dirty and grungy, and the lighting kind of sucks in some spots. It feels very, very real. You become hypersensitive to everything that's happening because you feel like you're a part of it.
It doesn't have any time lapses. It's not a found footage film with time lapses. It's all told in 80
it's linear
minutes, whatever. It has one of the best jump scares, one of the craziest jump scares that just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
And then it's off to the fucking races. So Steve and I saw this movie. Steve and I saw Quarantine in the theaters in 9th grade, probably
when it came out.
Whenever that was.
2008.
Okay, so 8th grade or 9th grade.
Probably 9th grade.
Yeah, no, it was 9th grade. So we're in the theater. It's Steve and myself. My parents are with us as well, but they sat in a different row because they're cool parents. So,
right, because you guys were on a date.
Yeah, so Steve and I were on a date. And I think we had at least 2 other people with us. I don't remember who, but
I don't remember either.
We're watching Quarantine and shit starts popping off and we're kind of all freaking out and shaking. So I don't know if all of you know this, but Steve is 7'14". He's a tall motherfucker. And I don't know if you've ever seen a tall person with their knees in their lap pulled up to their fucking face. His shit went above his eyes. It was all the way up here. He has such long legs, and his legs and knees were so dug into his body because he was so fucking scared. He was squeezing it in the front, and then he started crying. That's the end of the story.
I didn't cry.
You did cry. You did cry.
Cried.
You did.
I never cried because of a horror movie.
You did cry. It's okay.
Brandon has been telling that story for so long. I really don't
has
know
been. He's been saying that for so.
True.
I'll say that I've cried during movies, dude. Movies have made me cry before. Not quarantine. Quarantine did not make me cry. Did it scare the living shit out of me? Yes. Didn't make.
I'm picturing Brandon's parents sitting like 3 rows behind you, throwing popcorn at you every time Steve tried to
Right.
That is some shit my dad would have done. That is funny.
I mean, it's on the podcast now, so I'm pretty sure Steve crying is considered canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, it's okay to cry. I cry over a good batch of French toast. It's fine. Crying is healthy.
It's good for your skin. Corey
It's good for your skin. Corey did say that. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we could end with that wonderful story.
Mm-hmm.
Filled with truth and facts.
It's news, real news, the true news. Again, Cam, Brandon, Jenna, thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. If you're listening to this, thank you guys for listening. Even though we didn't have a guest this week, we will definitely have a great guest that's worth waiting for next week.
Instead of these schlobs.
Again, like, follow, subscribe, and don't cry during quarantine in theaters because
you babies,
your friends will make fun of you for years and years.
If you haven't seen Quarantine, no, that's the weekly mission is fucking watch Quarantine. That shit is
should they watch Quarantine first or should they watch Rec?
Quarantine's fine. Okay. I actually had a bigger appreciation for both when I watched Quarantine first.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Totally fair.
On that note, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Yep.